So here we are. It is coach check-in day. So we are also doing a leg workout. It's 3:45 a.m. I am up getting ready. I'm trying to get my coffee in my system. Oh, good morning, Jax. Also went ahead and prepared my first meal of the day. Now, last time I talked to you guys, my first meal of the day was is the 4 egg whites and scoop of protein. That's exactly what this little guy, oh, burn that side a little bit, oops. That's exactly what this little guy is right here, but I made it in a pancake form. I added about a tablespoon of the caramel cream cheesecake skinnies, and I'm going to top it with buttery cinnamon roll Flavor Gods seasoning. So no sugar in either of those, no sugar, no carbs, no fats. So it's a little guilt-free pleasure for me to be able to add it to it. So I'll take you guys into the gym with me this morning. Right now I'm going to finish my coffee and get ready and get out the door. All right, here we go. I'm on my way to the gym. I have about a 30-minute drive, and this is where I kind of take the time to get into my zone and get motivated, get the music pumping. Sometimes it takes rap, sometimes it takes rock, sometimes it takes country, whatever it takes to get me there. This morning, it's a little rap. So, I will see you guys there. Okay guys, so I made it. So I'm here with my wonderful coach. Good morning. Yes, it's 5 a.m. for both of us. So Robert, tell them why we do measurements and track progress.
For a few reasons. Number one, the important thing, numbers don't lie. So I'm more of an evidence kind of person. So it's my way of keeping track of everybody. You always have to have a metric. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this for everybody. It's just what I do. But getting ready for a competition, or even just evaluation in life, you need to have something that you measure, a metric that you go by to measure your progress. If you're doing that, it's like if you're not doing it, you're kind of in quicksand. You're not going anywhere, because if you don't see the evidence in front of you, you don't see the improvement, it kind of affects your motivation a little bit. So for a number of reasons we do this, so we can adjust our diet in terms of calories and what we need, and make sure we're gaining or maintaining or not losing a huge deficit in muscle tissue when we're doing for a competition. Because sometimes, getting ready, in particular the last few weeks where we are, muscle tissue can go up or down based on your macros that you're taking in and your activity that you're doing. So you do this to measure things, and that's why I like doing numbers. And then you have to use your experience in the naked eye for a few things, because not everything that's measured is measured, right? Mm-hmm. You have some little things that you can't see. So you have to use your instinct and your experience in some of the decisions you make getting ready for a competition. So, you have the book, and then sometimes you throw the book out of the window and say you're dealing with, you're talking about metabolisms. You're dealing with a strange thing, and it's different for everybody. Somebody may be able to take in more carbohydrates, less carbohydrates, more protein, less protein, more fats, more unsaturated fats, more, it's just a total thing. And that's why you do the numbers, and that's why but I kind of want to keep you healthy too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You shouldn't experience, you're going to push anything that you do, that you love for a hobby. You're going to actually push yourself a little bit. So it doesn't, when people say, that's
a lot,
yeah. When people say that's extreme, for those you got that's entrepreneur, such as Amber, for those of you that have hobbies that you like to do, you go a little bit the extra mile. Those of you trying to get those degrees, those of you trying to get some extra place in life, those of you that are athletes, That's a little bit extreme. So you got to have a little bit of the M gene is what I call it, the motivational gene, to actually push your limits a little bit. Because if you don't push your limits a little bit, how far would you know? And this is our little quirky way of doing science, is doing these numbers right here. Because like I said, for me, I'm a student of the numbers and nutritionist, and numbers don't lie. So that's why we do it. Make a long story long.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take measurements and everything, and then we'll hop back on and kind of see what my progress looks like, and what it looks like that I'm going to need to do, or what the game plan is for the next 3 weeks. Okay, hopping back on here. So we just finished taking measurements, and he calculated my numbers. So what do things look like, Robert? What's my next couple weeks going to look like?
I tell you what, as I'm writing it down, you're lean enough. And so at this point, when you're lean enough, we got to make sure that you eat enough. So she's ready to step on stage right about now. A few adjustments here and there. We just got done talking about consistency and how you have to stay ultra consistent when you're trying to meet a goal. It's all about replication, over and over, doing the same things again. It's not any quick magic trick. So for what I'm seeing, we're kind of cruising in right now. I shouldn't really tell her that, because she'll start reading her press clippings, her newspaper articles, and listening to all you guys out there. See, when she starts listening to all you guys out there, I got a problem. And since she's looking good, because sometimes when you start listening to everybody else, then your workouts reflect that. When you start counting down how many workouts, and people do that all the time. Well, I got about 5 more legs workout. I'm like, well, if you're thinking about the future, what about now? So you have to execute right here in front of us right now. So she has to continue to connect the dots and stay ultra consistent, not only physically, but mentally too. She's like, this is the task at hand, and this is what we're trying to do. So she's cruising in right about now, and we're gonna make a few adjustments in terms of, yeah, it may be something like more water, more fats, play with the macros a little bit, and then make adjustments like that. But right now, she's not fat. So at this point, you know, if she drives down to Birmingham and loses 2 pounds or a pound, that means she's got to eat that much food to recover that weight, because obviously it's not fat. And so, you know, that's what you have to work out for. But she's in perfect condition to step on stage right now. She's on target, and I'm very hopeful that you'll see Amber she'll see Amber that she's proud of, and proud of her accomplishment, because this is about self-gratification, and she's putting in the work, and obviously she looks to par, and so we're getting ready to work out. So at this point, I don't want to diet her down. I want to work her down.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so it's not about the diet at this point. It's more about working out. And that's what you guys, even the competitors out there, it's not a dieting competition. And that's the mistake a lot of people make, is you come in, it's a dieting. You still have the art of making your physique look sleek and slim and having the right curves and lines. But if you diet that away, you'll look like a square board. And you don't want to do that. So it's not a dieting competition at a certain point. And I see that the last 4 weeks. It's not about who has a best 6-packs or whatever. I'm a judge. So I look at physiques for a living. So some of you guys get down to the last minute, and everything goes away. So if you're dieting and you're trying to get harder glutes or something, or more, and sometimes you end up dieting your glutes away trying to achieve that. And you might get leaner in those areas, but everything else has disappeared too. So remember that it's not a dieting situation. You know, it's more about how you maintain your calories and how ultra consistent you've been. And at this point, Amber is going to up the work instead of taking the calories the other way, because obviously she's nourished and her weight is stabilized, and she's still dropping millimeter numbers. Now, this thing that we're doing at subcutaneous, little thing I didn't tell you guys before, is only accurate between 10 and 30%. So at something, and we're talking about subcutaneous fat. So we're not talking about your organs fat and things like that. So it's only accurate between 10 and 30% of people. Everybody's not going to qualify to do that. Some of you guys have to use a different metric in terms of like BMI, body mass index, and doing your weight and your height and things like that. Some people qualify for that. So I don't want people to mistake, hey, you can come do these numbers and do that. But I just do it from 9 different areas. It gives me a number. At some point, I stop paying attention to the fat percentage because she's not going to drop any below. She's probably about 10.9% right about now. And we're not going to drop any, probably 8, maybe. And that's only for a day, really. It's not for a lifetime. And then we'll take her back up because, again, it is about health, all right? And I want you to feel good getting ready. I want you to feel confident about what you accomplish. And it's hard feeling confident if you enter into a dieting competition versus a bodybuilding competition or a physique competition. You have to feel good and you have to feel confident and you have to feel well nourished going into that. If you get to a 2-week point, and the beauty thing about what she's doing, you know, we're about 3 weeks out, I think.
3 weeks and 1 day.
Yeah, 3 weeks and 1 day. She's ready. Yeah, and again, I shouldn't be saying this because I hope her workouts and her attitude doesn't reflect that. She's ready, and so all she has to do is cruise in. You really should have an idea about 2 weeks out from a show what you're going to do and what you're going to look like. You know, now I've seen where people, I mean, you know, I have one of those physiques where I can diet for 12 weeks and not look worth anything, but the last 4 weeks, you know, I say, okay, yeah, people walk up, hey, you're doing a show. Yeah, I'm doing a show finally. But, you know, I just have one of those bodies that hold on until it gets to that point. It starts to drop and lean up. But, you know, make a long story long again. She's sitting pretty, she's gonna cruise, and we're gonna work it off, not diet it off. So you can't continue to go in calorie deficit because if you start to lose muscle at a higher accelerated rate, then what happens? You send your metabolism down into the dumps. And what people don't do, and we can apply that to overall wellness, and what women don't like to do is do resistance training. And resistance training is good for what? It's good for bone health. Mm-hmm. It's good for metabolism because on average, you're 25% fat anyway, average-wise. All right, so you have to actually be able to burn the calories. You can't out-aerobic a bad diet and burn calories, right? So what you have to do is build some muscle tissue, is what you don't want to hear. And people, I don't want to get bulky or whatever. Well, you know, that's not going to happen. What happens is you don't lose the fat and you start gaining muscle, and then you fill out a little bit more, and then you give up. But you have to burn calories, and what muscle does is burns calories at rest. When you're at work doing nothing, you burn calories, okay? And that's what you have to keep in mind. If you're not burning calories, that means you're losing muscle tissue. Most of the time. Not most of the time. Sometimes you're losing muscle tissue if you're not burning the calories, but you can't do cardio because you're only burning calories at that point from the time that you're doing it in a short period of time. Afterwards, as your heart rate starts to decline, come back down, you have to rely on your muscle tissue. You have to nourish the body, feed the body, and you have to rely on your muscle tissue at that point to burn calories. So anyway, Amber's in a prime spot. Be on the lookout for her. She's a rising star, and I'm just happy for one to be working with her. So make sure you guys take care. Get in touch with her.
Thank you, Robert. All right, well, he's the guru, best one around, and we're about to hit some legs. So I may be able to throw in a little bit of footage or at least some pictures, kind of show you a little bit of what we did today.
I thank the stars above. I know that we're gonna make it. I thank the stars above. I know. I thank the stars above. I know that we're gonna make it. I know. We're gonna make it.
Stepping like a weapon on the field to get some. On the real, we appear to get gone. Victory is ours, bring the chip home. Galactic, and I'm looking to get more. Raise it up, seen but you don't know. Running like the blood, pumping from the pressure of adrenaline rush. We crush whatever we touch. Where you been, y'all? Everyone know. And if you still don't get it, let it chill for a minute. Time is money, and trust me, man, I'm on business. And if you want something done, do yourself to get it finished. Wake up, victory's mine. On top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now. Holla at me if you with me. It's time.
I thank the stars above. I know that we're gonna make it.
It'll take or without, we gon' make it. Show the world that I shine in our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Second verse, I'm telling you I'm ready to go, letting you know, cause I'm never alone. The ones that I roll with are incredibly known for getting down to the nitty gritty. If you really with me, let's go. Moves made, dues paid, most talk but don't do a thing. We certified, observers I come through and give a true display. We champions, understand me standing under a victory canopy. Canopy the enemy was hitting keys, ready to drive at top speed, let's get it out. Wake up, victory's mine, on top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now, holla at me if you with me, it's time.
I think the stars above, I know that we're gon' make it.
It'll take or without, we gon' make it. Show the world that I shine in our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, so we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, so we make it.
I thank the stars above, I know that we're gon' make it. I know the ground below my feet's gon' lift me up. I thank the stars above, I know that we're gon' make it. I know the ground below my feet's gon' lift me up.
It'll take or without, we gon' make it. Show the world that I shine in our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, so we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, so we make it. It'll take or without, we gon' make it. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, so we make it.
I thank the stars above, I know that we're gon' make it. I thank the stars above, I know, I know. I thank the stars above, I know that we're gon' make it. I know, we're gon' make it.
Stepping like a weapon on the field to get some. On the real, we appear to get gone. Victory is ours, bring the chip home. Galactic, and I'm looking to get more. Raise it up, seen but you don't know. Running like the blood, pumping from the pressure of adrenaline rush. We crush whatever we touch. Where you been, y'all? Everyone know. And if you still don't get it, let it chill for a minute. Time is money, and trust me, man, I'm all business. And if you want something done, do yourself to get it finished. Wake up, victory's mine. On top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now. Holla at me if you with me. It's time.
I thank the stars above, I know that we're gon' make it.
It'll take or without, we gon' make it. Show the world that I shine in our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, so we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, so we make it. Second verse, I'm telling you I'm ready to go, letting you know, cause I'm never alone. The ones that I roll with are incredibly known for getting down to the nitty gritty. If you really with me, let's go. Moves made, dues paid, most talk but don't do a thing. We certified, observers I come through and give a true display. We champions, understand me standing under a victory canopy. Canopy the enemy was hitting keys, ready to drive at top speed, let's get it out. Wake up, victory's mine, on top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now, holla at me if you with me, it's time.
I thank the stars above, I know that we're gon' make it.
Alright, well that's a wrap. Finished up there, heading to my other gym. I tend to have a lot. I have one that I own, one that I go to, one that I visit. Actually several that I visit, but heading to the gym to knock out some cardio. I'm meeting my husband there. He needs to do a little bit of leg work, so I'm going to hang out with him and finish up what I have to do for the day. But I also wanted to hop on here real quick and tell you that he gave me carbs today, and he gave me extra carbs. So I have all the rice today. I get some oatmeal here at my next meal, and he gave me a banana. So I know that sounds silly, but I'm super excited about it. So only 3 weeks to go. It's the countdown. So glad you guys are following this journey with me. It's fun, exciting, new, different, and I can't wait to take you to the stage with me. Later.